However, I think the short-term reality is just brutal for many of our customers.
Hello and welcome to Road to IFAT Munich 26. We are here at the Lintner headquarters, the home of recycling. Here with me today is Matthias Egarter, CEO at Lindner. Matthias, welcome and thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Lindner has quite an impressive history. When we look at Lindner, you are in the waste management and recycling industry for nearly 80 years, loads of experience in terms of engineering, manufacturing, from single machines to integrated system solutions and service. When we look at IFAT 26, what is the state of the recycling industry? What's your opinion on that?
I think from a general perspective, we have right now a huge disconnect between the long-term and the short-term view. So while I think the macro case long-term is very clear that recycling is a necessity. So we have this resource scarcity, we have the pressing climate issues, we have the tightening regulations. So long-term, there's more than a positive outlook. However, I think the short-term reality is just brutal for many of our customers. Irrespectively of the waste stream across plastics, metal, MSW, wood, you name it, all of the customers are facing serious short-term economic issues.
When we look at the recycling industry from a global perspective, how have customer expectations changed?
Well, I think the customer expectations are in general the same across the globe. So this issue of having economic challenges is the same across the globe. However, there's a regional divergence in the overall market situation across the globe. So looking to Europe, we have on the one hand this tightening regulation, but the problem with commodity prices, with the cheap imports from foreign parts of the world, this is a real issue. So we need to address that. We as a technology partner can only work on the cost effectiveness and then the quality topic, but also the regulation needs to come into play. If we look to the US, the situation is somewhat different. Of course, we have that tariff discussion over there. We will see how this works out in the long term. So the market in the US is not as developed as Europe, but for sure also for the US, the long-term outlook is positive. Last but not least, if we look to the emerging countries, mainly Asia and the Latin American countries, we see a very differentiated picture over there. On the one hand, we have countries that invest heavily in a new and modern recycling infrastructure. And for example, we're doing business, a nice plant in Taiwan. We're doing a lot of projects across Latin America. But we still have many countries struggling with the, let's say, legal challenges, with illegal dumping and so on. So this needs a country-by-country assessment in these countries.
Okay, I see. So there are a lot of different challenges depending on the regions. Still, is there one specific pressure point, that you could name that really what the whole industry is struggling with?
Well, I think it's not just a one factor thing. There's a few main trends coming into play if we look at the current state of the industry and the pressure that is put in the industry. First, and I think this is the most important influence, is the cost-revenue squeeze. We see rising energy prices, rising labor costs, rising costs and burdens from regulation on the one hand, but on the other hand, the commodity prices are set by global markets that recyclers and our customers cannot influence. So there's a clear mismatch between them. We can only work on the cost and on the effective side with our customers, but that's for sure the most challenging and pressing issue.
Okay.
The second challenge I do see is the rising complexity of the material input streams. So we have the topic with lithium-ion batteries in there, creating fires. We have the problem that many things are in there that shouldn't. So the waste streams are getting more and more complex, which puts an additional pressure on technology and then cost to sort the different waste streams and create a meaningful output.
Okay.
I think the third problem is the investor confidence gap. So our customers, which at the end of the day need to earn some money from the investments they make into recycling plants, they need a long-term positive view. Given the short-term volatility that we see in the market, it's tough for the investors to afford the large investments that are needed in the infrastructure. So This is a third challenge, and I think what is completely underrated in our industry is the first one, which is talent. So we need young people across all dimensions, software specialists that are affluent in artificial intelligence. We need guys running all these operations. We need creative young people to bring additional momentum to the industry. I think that is a topic that is underrated all the time. So if you're a young talent looking for a great job, stop by at our booth.
Okay. Matthias, given all the challenges worldwide, what is Lindner's strategic approach?
Well, overall, we have made a deliberate choice not to wait for conditions to improve, but to keep on investing. I mean, that's easy said, but harder to execute, but it really underpins our conviction as a family-owned enterprise that we truly believe in the long-term success of the recycling industry. So the first pillar of our strategy is solutions over machines. So the times of just selling a shredder, they are over. We really want to be seen as a process and thought partner for our customers and not just as a machine producer. Really helping our customers solving their real economic problems, their technical challenges and so on. So that is why we are investing heavily in people and infrastructure to ramp up our systems integration capabilities. We are investing a lot into additional capabilities related to software, AI and so on. And last but not least, we are investing across the globe in all our subsidiaries to be close to our customers. The second pillar clearly is service excellence. So we have always been known that we are a reliable partner, not just by selling machines and systems, but also after that time. So we really want to be a partner along the whole journey and the lifetime of our machines and plants. And we are also investing a lot in additional spare parts availability, in modern systems, and in being close to our customers across the globe.
So what I can tell from your answer is that being close to the customer is a major focus of Lindner. Let me ask you, when it comes to innovation, what role does innovation play at Lindner?
So obviously innovation has been always at the very heart of our strategy and of our daily operations. We have always tried to differentiate ourselves by innovation. Most recently we have advanced our thinking. That is why we call it purposeful innovation. So we really want to demonstrate with the innovation to solve a real problem of our customers or of the operator of the systems and plants, and not just for the sake of technical sophistication. One example that I'd like to highlight is the Micromat Series 4, which comes at 97% energy efficiency, which is the highest in the industry.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah, but that's an example of we are not just bringing technology, it solves a problem, which is in this case the rising energy prices for our customers.
I think you will be also exhibiting the Micromat Series at IFAT. Are you planning to exhibit any other innovations at IFAT?
Yes, as always, we try to demonstrate a lot of our new products, not just machines, but also a lot of topics will be related our systems integration competence and about the digital services that we are already offering. But yes, as always, we will show a lot of big machines at our booth, and you are more than welcome to see them live.
Thank you, Matthias. Speaking of IFAT, who should come to the Lindner booth?
Well, of course, everybody is welcome. But if you are a customer or a recycling company having all these issues that I just mentioned, we are the thought partner for you. If you're looking for answers to your real problems, we are there and would like to discuss them in detail with you.
Okay, so you will be there with the whole Lindner team. Will it be someone from every division, or what is the plan exactly?
Yes, of course, we will have our full team on the ground. So we will have application specialists, people from the engineering department, people from production department, service specialists, system engineers, you name it. So we will be prepared to solve most of the challenges that you have.
This really sounds great. What is it that you're personally looking forward to at IFAT?
Well, as always, I appreciate that I can learn a lot from customers, getting fresh insights, learning about challenges and ideas and creative solutions to all the challenges that I haven't seen before. So I always appreciate the personal dialogue and the conversations. And last but not least, of course, I'm looking forward to the big party at the Lindner booth on Tuesday.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Matthias. It's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for all the insights that you provided. Well, I guess I see you at IFAT.
Yeah, see you there.